For this problem, we have a lot of graphing of conic sections. First, this is the equation of the entire part. X plus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 100. You have to identify which type of conic section that is. Since it's an x squared and a y squared with the same numbers associated, that means it's a circle. And the radius is, you gotta take the square root of 100, so the radius is 10. And the center, just have to change those signs. -1, comma 1. So -1, 1 is our center, and the radius is 10. Center, radius is 10. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our circle. That's the entire part. Then down below, it gives different equations for lions and elephants and monkeys. We need to get them all to be standard form so we can graph with the center and radius and stuff like that. We have some circles and some ellipses. So the first step to getting this to be standard form is to organize it so we can complete the square. X squared plus 10x, and then a blank, and then our y squared plus 24y, and a blank, equals, move the 45 over, we get -45. Before we can complete the square, there's nothing to factor out from the x squared, so that's fine. We'll be able to fill in that blank. But the y has a number in front, so we're going to factor out the 4. So since there's no number in front of the x squared and there was a 4 in front of the y squared, that means that this is an ellipse because I've got different numbers. It's good to know so we can graph it correctly. Now we need to complete the square, fill in those blanks. So half of the middle term, so half of 10 is 5, squared is 25, add 25. If you do it to the left, you do it to the right. Then in here for our parentheses, half of 6 is 3, 3 squared is 9, so we're adding 9 in there. A 9 inside with a 4 outside, that's 4 times 9, so we're really adding 36. I'm going to multiply those together and add it to the other side. So now that we've completed the square, we just need to write it in factored form. That's x plus 5 squared plus 4 y plus 3 squared, and add all those numbers up. -45 plus 25 plus 36 is 16. Since it's an ellipse, it's supposed to be equals 1, so we need to divide by 16, divide by 16, and divide by 16. Standard form is x plus 5 squared over 16. The 4 over 16 reduces to 1/4, so this is y plus 3 squared over 4 when you reduce, equals 1. There's standard form, now we can graph it. Our center is -5, -3. our x radius comes from the number underneath the x. So square root of 16 is 4. And our y radius comes from the number underneath the y, so square root of 4 is 2. So we can graph that. -5, -3 is our center. X radius is 4, so go 4 to the left, 4 to the right. The y radius is 2, so go 2 up and 2 down. And then just do your best to draw that ellipse. That was the Lions, wasn't it? Yeah, Lions, so I'm labeling with an L just so we know. All right, got to do the same thing for the elephants. 25x squared, 9y squared. They're both squared. They both have different numbers. That, again, is going to be an ellipse, just like the Lions. So organize it so we can complete the square. $25x squared minus 50x blank. 9y squared plus 54y and a blank equals 119. Since there's numbers in front, we need to factor them out. Factor out the 9. Now we complete the square. So divide the middle term by 2 and square it. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Since we're adding a 1 in parentheses where that's 25 out, that's 25 times 1. So we need to add 25. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9, so we're adding 9. 9 inside, 9 outside. 9 times 9, we're really adding 81. So if you add up all of those, 119 plus 25 plus 81, that equals 225. Since we said it's an ellipse, that's supposed to be a 1 on that side, so we're going to divide by 225. And you can reduce those. 25 goes into 225 9 times. So our standard form is going to be, that's x minus 1 squared over a 9, because 25 over 225 reduces to 1 over 9. And 9 over 225 would reduce to 1 over 25. And then our y squared plus 6y plus 9 is really y plus 3 squared. And all of that equals 1. So our center is 1, -3. 1, -3. The x radius is square root of 9, so 3. Go 3 to the left, 3 to the right. And the y radius is the square root of 25, so we go up and down 5. And it's an ellipse, so just do your best to draw the curve. Kind of like that. This was the elephant cage. Last, we've got the monkeys, which, fortunately, this is a shorter problem because there's nothing to complete the square for the x. Move the 48 over. There's no number to factor out from the y, so that's also good. Half of 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49, so add 49 to both sides. Factor the y's, that's y minus 7 squared equals 1. So this is a circle. Number in front of the x squared and y squared are the same, so it's just a circle with radius 1, and the center is 0, 7. And the radius is 1. We got a 0, 7, radius is 1, draw a circle. And that's the monkey cage. And it mentioned something about making sure the lions and monkeys don't overlap because lions will eat the monkeys. Apparently they don't care if a lion eats an elephant. Or there's a mistake in the problem, I don't know.